Hi, I'm Allred. Welcome to Inspired by Pinterest, where I browse around Pinterest looking for amazing, fun, crafty ideas from bloggers and different crafty people from all over the world and bring them to life each week here on my craft channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about what I've lovingly referred to as blooming monograms. Now, being that it's spring, I thought it would be fun to do some really fun things. I have a thing for monograms. I have A's all over my house for Lori Allred, in case you didn't know. L's are boring. I like the A's a little bit better. There's a little bit more style to them. So I love any idea that incorporates my love of monograms. So I actually have a pin board that you can go visit or check out. It's called Just My Type pin board. Like always, you can go to allreddesign.net to get any of the pins I reference or any tips or tricks or whatnot. So the first one I want to tell, this is really what kind of inspired this, was this darling monogram blooming idea from lulus.com. She did a gorgeous paper mache like I've done here with this one over here. I loved it so much. I love how easy it was to take it, and I'll show you here in a minute some tips on recreating that. Super fun. I was excited to give it a try. This next pin I want to show you is from craftprojectideas99.blogspot.com, and I loved how they took the same type of effect and put it inside of a frame, and I just thought that was really super clever. And then the last one I'm going to show, I just loved how densely packed it was with flowers. It's from raddestmom.com, and it was on a wood letter. So the difference in the three styles that I did was this was the inside of a paper mache letter. I've cut off one side, and then I stuffed the flowers inside. So you can see, here's and in fact, you might have remembered I did an episode with peppermints, candies for around the holidays. This actually had peppermint candies all over it, and I didn't want to throw it out because some of it had broke. I sat there and peeled them all off and then just painted over it. So I loved being able to recycle something. And then I just cut off the one side and then hot glued them in place. And I have to say, my favorite little peonies that are in here were actually, I purchased them at of all places. I couldn't find the same ones, but here's some light pink ones, blush pink ones at the dollar store, people. So a couple of tips when you're looking for silk flowers. This time of year, you can find them on sale all the time. You can probably pick them up at Walmart even. At the dollar store, they have a ton of beautiful blooms. In fact, all of these I picked up yesterday before coming in, and I thought they weren't bad. Sometimes the color really throws them off, but those were all, like, I love these white ones with the little pink tips, $1. And then the other tip I would suggest is if you're going to go into some of these bigger hobby stores like Hobby Lobby, I would suggest buying the garlands on sale. Like when they're 50% off to get all these cute little blooms, so worth it. And this is what I used for this one. I did the larger all-a-dollar blooms in here and then just kind of highlighted a little bit with that. So, and then the other style you can do, let me set that back, is instead of using like the 3D letter, you could just cut out a shape. So here's the A, mutilated A, we don't care what it looks like on the inside, that was off of this letter. So I just turned it over and I did paint it green just in case some of the blooms showed through. And then I just hot glued different, I believe these ones I picked up at Hobby Lobby as well, and just did them all over it. And I thought that would be cute inside of a frame as well, similar to the one that I showed you. This is probably my favorite one that I did. I just loved taking that smaller letter, cutting it open and putting these beautiful roses right inside of it, and then mounting it to a piece of wood that I already had laying around. I just painted it in a different color. That's gonna look really cute on my gallery wall. And it's super easy to do. So the easiest thing for cutting apart your paper mache letters, so you're going to be looking at, this is a $10 letter, this size, but they're almost always on sale. So I got this 50% off. So pull out your, this is the pen blades that we sell here on my craft channel, and you're just going to want to just push that in and just run along the edge and slowly cut off that first layer. Now, there are some pieces that keep it from collapsing of just cardboard inside of it. So you might run into those as you're doing this. So, and you'll just, once you get all the way around it, you can just take that part off and then you have an empty letter. I've done that in other episodes where we've made it marquee lights and different things out of them. I thought it would be fun too, as well as to do numbers if you didn't want to do a marquee letter. So super fun. I love the varied sizes. And then the other, so we had it mounted on a flat piece of cardboard. The inside the cardboard or the wood monograms work great too. But this started getting me thinking. I just love trying out new ideas that I'm inspired by. So being that I love monograms, I printed off this awesome A floral monogram. Now I have the whole alphabet. It's a file. If you've never been to a website, and I'll put the link on mine, creativemarket.com, and there it's kind of a where artists can go and sell their digital art for very reasonably priced. And if you're doing it for yourself, you're looking at, I think the whole alphabet in this style cost me about $7. And they come in both a file you can use right in your Photoshop or in PicMonkey online. I love being able to I love illustrated files so that I can use an Illustrator. So then I can go in and change the colors of things if I want. So I bought usually I'll pay a couple extra dollars for that style. But I love that I could print this off on my Canon, the IP8720, which does the 13 by 19 prints. And I'm going to frame this, but I thought how fun this would be to actually do the same type of concept. I still want the blooms to show through, so I created a bunch of different, I had these in my craft drawer I thought would be really super cute, kind of intermixed throughout this, kind of highlighting the style. But then also paper. How many of us have a stash of paper? So these are some fun cut files that I pulled off a silhouette and kind of 3D'd them up, cut them apart. So I thought that these would be super cute to incorporate as well. And then of course you've seen the little one that you have to twist, the flower, like that, and you just twist it and glue it in place. So I have some little ones of those that we could kind of intersperse on here. Here's a red one. Have different sizes. So I just thought that would be a really fun way if you weren't wanting to do a whole silk flower type monogram. I love being able to incorporate something I've printed with 3D items. So hopefully I've inspired you to look at different ways that you can decorate during the spring, or leave it up all year long, and maybe even incorporate your stash of paper crafts. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week here on my craft channel.